All the mewling was beginning to grate on Abe-okuta. None of these people really knew his father, and if he could hold it together, they all should. He wondered if he could outlaw crying. Imekhodo, the palace's most fawning seer, droned on, yet at the hands of traitors. We can only thank the ancestors that they failed in the fullness of their evil scheme. That Abe-okuta the Dauntless, the emperor's third son, survives ensures the great house of Obare marches forth, continuing to lead us towards our sun-drenched future. Long live the gleaming emperor! Cheers echoed around the barren white walls of the throne temple, the spacious reverberations only amplifying their hollowness. Their empty praise was of no consequence. They needn't love him, they need only know what he was capable of. And they did. The imperial throne was carved from solid sandstone, a stupid material to make a chair out of, Abe-okuta thought, and his backside agreed. With a mind to distract himself from the incessant whimpering, he cast his gaze to the mosaic ceiling. Colored stones from every region of the Laruba expanse spiraling out in the shape of a vast, dazzling sun. A symbol of Obare's reach. It stood for more than that now. For trade was no longer the only hold Abe-okuta's empire had on the four corners of the subcontinent. With Abe-okuta at his side, his father had overseen the greatest territorial expansion of any ruler in history. From the eastern Untameable Grasslands to the western Abe-okuta Rainforest and the impassable Karajaan Desert to the north, almost anywhere that could be conquered had been. The rest had bent the knee to the throne at Obare for centuries. The rainbow colors of the stones, mortared into their respective places, twinkled in the dawn light. Abe-okuta chuckled to himself as he realized that the mosaic was mirrored on the floor with its human counterpart. Representatives from each of the Laruba expanse's minor city-states, nations and peoples. He watched as they came forward, bowing dutifully and offering gifts to the immense imperial sarcophagus. As large as it was, to allow space for the 12 sacrificed slaves, known optimistically as servants for the afterlife. Their bony, malnourished corpses hardly made a comfortable bed for his father, he imagined. First came Obare's city-states. Their loyalty was unquestioned, so Abe-okuta forgave the modest, albeit supplicant, offerings of perfumes and incense. Then it was on to foreigners, with the kingdom of Zufani, Obare's oldest ally, at the front. How proud they were, in their long green gowns and false crowns. He wondered where that pride came from, given that they'd been nothing more than extensions of Obare since long before his father. An ancient familial connection had granted them the titles of king and queen, although they fooled no one but themselves. Their gift was a statue of his father. Great, thought Abe-okuta, just what this palace needed. More sandstone. Then came the man from Ijal, the vast swathe of swamps and mudlands at the heart of the Laruba expanse. He'd clearly had a wash. He had brought a pair of hippo and crocodile hides, and Abe-okuta imagined how many mudders had lost their lives for those. Following were the representatives of Obare's most recent conquest, the Ibutho Confederation, a barely organized collection of tamed warlords that oversaw vast legions of spear-wielding peasants. Numbers were no advantage against the Obare lancers. They stooped before him in their leather skirts and brought forth 2 mighty war drums, made from at least 3 zebra hides. He actually quite liked those. Abe-okuta's recent visit to the southern plains had clearly left him and his militarism well understood. Then came peoples from each of the edges of the territory, those that saw their tribe's survival in trade with the empire. A desert man from the north brought a prize camel which shat unceremoniously at the base of the Zufani statue. As it was pulled from the crowd, Abe-okuta stifled a cackle. The grass nomad from the east approached. He was so heavily draped in beads, Abe-okuta assumed they were the cause of his crooked spine. His offering was a pair of spears carved from giant rhino ivory. Abe-okuta imagined he'd be able to snap them over his knee and it wouldn't leave a bruise. Decorative weapons were an innovation he despised. The scarred man from the Abe-okuta Rainforest was next. Self-inflicted ridges covered his body in intricate patterns. Abe-okuta had always rather admired the custom. He thought it could be a good one to force on his more feeble soldiers as a training exercise. The man did not break eye contact with Agbaka as he placed a fearsome war mask, as well carved as his face, on the flagstones before him. He stepped back to leave the floor open. The last in attendance to this somber gift-giving were the representatives from Uzi, a strangely quiet and small nation of the southern expanse, just on the other side of the rainforest. Agbaka knew little of their people and their past. Their staunch pacifism dissuaded him from any interest. History was forged in battle. There was nothing he could learn from them. The gift was borne by two women. They were the only people to have sent elders of the softer sex, the only people who had elders of the softer sex. Dressed in brightly colored silks and well laden with jewels, they carried two wooden chests. The first woman peeled back the intricate golden clasp and heaved open the box to reveal a bounty of fruits Agbaka had never seen before. He could not imagine how they'd lasted at the peak of their ripeness all the way from Uzi. Then the second woman presented her chest, and Agbaka blinked as its contents sparkled, flinging sunlight into his eyes. They were jewels fit for an emperor, undoubtedly worth more than the rest of the contributions combined. Agbaka made sure that the impression this Uzian gift had left on him did not show. Suddenly consumed with questions about Uzi, the rest of the funeral washed over Agbaka. It was well known that they had never been conquered by any of the empires of the past. He couldn't even remember a time when someone had tried. His father certainly hadn't. Why? What stopped Oba from reaching out and taking this jewel of the Laruba expanse? Clearly, the years of stability and peace had been kind to these people of the valley. They had amassed wealth and technology unrivaled by even his own. He felt a familiar feeling, the one he let flow in battle. But there was no Ibutho shield wielder to cut down here. It made him restless. As the people filtered out at the end of proceedings, Agbaka did not wait around. He dashed to Imhodo, who was gently ushering people out of the throne temple. He grabbed him by the arm, pulled him to the pile of gifts, and pointed to the Uzian chests. Why do we allow such wealth outside of our empire, Imhodo? Lustrous emperor, the people of Uzi are valuable trading partners and good friends of your father. Their prosperity benefits all the nations of this great land. This simpering sycophant was avoiding his question. He pushed harder. Theirs is the richest and most fertile territory in the expanse. Why have we not taken it for ourselves? You should not trouble yourself with questions of war on this day of mourning, dauntless one. Agbaka pushed Imhodo back, sending him stumbling over the mask. The seer fell against the sarcophagus and looked up. Got up, trembling. Do not tell me what I should and should not trouble myself with. Why did we never invade Uzi? Imhodo, never one for confrontation, whimpered. I'm sorry, Gleaming Emperor, I do not know. Then what use are you, seer? Who does know? The fool dropped his eyes to the floor, nervous of the answer he was about to give. Your dauntlessness, no one does.